What's up, everybody? Today we're settling the debate that you never thought you needed to settle: direct to seller versus direct to agent. Jerry, what's going on, man?
Not much. Good to be with you, RJ. Love spending time with you. This is going to be fun. You know, we kind of made it like a versus, but it's really not, because our goal is to try to learn from both different angles, right? So we're really hoping to give people a perspective of talking to sellers is quite a bit different than talking to agents. And here's kind of what that might look like.
So I was sharing with you before we went live, you know, mine and Cassie's first 2.5 years, all we did was direct to agent. And then we adopted the direct to seller model, and now we don't do any direct to agent. So I'm going to be taking notes. I'm going to be learning while you're on the phone talking to agents. I'm obviously going to be representing the direct to seller side. For those of you that are not familiar with me, I'm the now 2-time winner of the Closers Olympics. I pride myself on going to direct to seller and being able to negotiate good deals that are win-win situations for both us and for the sellers. I have inbound leads that have come from Lead Zolo. So that's what I'm going to be calling. Those are YouTube ad leads. Same leads that we called in the Closers Olympics. Jerry, I know you've already got several, well, hopefully confirmed agents that are ready to talk to you today. Talk to me about where did those leads come from and how did you decide that those are the ones you're going to call?
So what I did is exactly 1 hour ago, I jumped on and I went in a market that I'm familiar with. It's the market I started in Metro Detroit. I focused on Macomb County a little bit and some Oakland County. And all I did is I went and found some distressed properties that are actively for sale right now. And then I messaged, I looked up and messaged the listing agents for those distressed properties. Now, this approach is a little bit, I don't know if I'll get a win out of these because they have been sitting on the market. Typically, if a property is priced aggressively, it's going to move pretty quick. These are just actives, so they're probably overpriced. So, but the point is, what's the conversation look like? How do I get to an offer? What do I say? How do I position? It's more of that on a call like this. Normally, though, if I've got my searches in my market that are on market, and when a listing comes out, I want to be the first one talking to that agent. So it's a very fast move if you want to try to get a deal quick, if it's priced right. It doesn't mean that you don't win if stuff's been sitting around, because sometimes if it's overpriced, everybody else overlooks it. So there could be some great deals that way as well. Sometimes the longer something sits, the more motivated the seller is. And I see a lot, you and I were talking about this, agents for the most part, especially with distressed properties, how do I say this without offending anybody, are not the best agents. They're not really good about following up with investors oftentimes. And one of the things I see that the mistake they make quite a bit is because it's a distressed property, they don't put much effort into the work. And then what happens is that thing's sitting there overpriced and they're just not dropping the price, even though the seller might be really motivated to sell it.
Right.
So what happens is a lot of times we'll just engage, and come to find out the seller will take a low offer, and we'll end up getting a property for half of the list price, not because somehow we got a deal. It was just mismanaged listing,
Right.
So anyway, all kinds of things can happen. It'll be interesting to see, what people say and where we go with things.
Love it. So we're going to go dial for dial. Jerry will call an agent, then I'll call a seller. Win, lose, or draw. That's the way it works around here. If I get voicemail, Jerry gets to dial next. Eventually, if one of us ends up not talking, we'll let the other one. We want everybody to see both of us talk.
I think RJ dial until you get someone.
Okay, we can do that.
Unless 10 minutes goes by and we want to change it up or whatever. But you know what I mean? Like let's see if we can get you on the phone.
So my last question that I have before we'll let you kick it off. When we were doing this, it was 2014, 15, 16 heavily, right? We viewed it as there was two different types. There was the as is distressed property. Soon as it was listed, we wanted to be that first person, right? Immediately offer. And then there was the other one where we found quite a bit of success with this. which was, hey, it's been on the market for 150 days. They haven't dropped that price like you were talking about. And we came in significantly below the asking price with basically an explanation. And I can't remember, it might have been you. I can't remember who said this, but essentially putting on the contract, hey, please see Exhibit A. And Exhibit A was explaining why our offer was coming in where it was. Hey, we know that you need to sell it as is. We're a rehabber. It's going to cost us $50,000 based off the square footage to rehab the house. This is how we're coming up with our offer. So is that kind of how you view the direct agent model?
Yeah. So one of the strategies that I do with agents is I have to convince the agent of why my offer is legit. I have to legitimize it. If you don't legitimize your offer, then the agents shut right down. They don't want to talk to you anymore. So I kind of take an approach of like, here's why I'm coming up with this number. It's not just a thin number out of the air. I'm not trying to just, lowball you. No, I do that sometimes without any data, but the most effective way is, hey, I'm looking at comps. I'm looking at the condition. Here's why I've got to be at this number. And what I find is if I can convince the agent that my offer is not unrealistic or out in left field, then they'll tend to go to bat for you a little bit more. It's like you need to arm them with ammo that they can take to the seller in a way. If that makes sense.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Well,
which is much different with a private seller. Private seller, it's all emotional. It doesn't, they don't really care about comps. They just want to solve their problem. You know what I mean? So it's a different approach for sure.
I think we'll see the two different styles here with both of our calls. Before we get started here, man, we got people from all over: Greensboro, North Carolina, Maryland, Connecticut, California, Los Angeles, Florida, everywhere, man. We appreciate everybody jumping on here. If we get really good feedback, I mean, I'm down to do this. We might be able to convince Jerry to do this pretty often. So
this is my favorite thing to do, is get on the phones like this. So let's see what people think about it.
Love it. Oh, we got a Rhode Island in the house. Little Rhodey. All right, man. Yeah. Well, you're up first. Do your thing. Let's see what happens.
All right, let's see. So the first agent I'm going to call here is an agent that I've actually made offers on before. I was joking with RJ about this because he's got a listing right now, and it's like, dude, why didn't you call me? Like I've made offers with you before. But anyway, let's pull this one up. This is in Warren, Michigan. And I'm going to give this guy a call, see if I can get him on the phone.
Hello.
Yeah, Frank, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Good. Calling you about this listing you got right now. I looked at so many properties this morning. Let me pull it up real quick. This still active?
What listing are we talking about?
Good question. Get a text a second ago. It's Hendricks.
Okay.
You still have that one?
Yeah, for right now.
Okay. What can you tell me? What's going on? I'm looking to spend some money over there in Warren, buy a property, maybe rent it or flip it.
I mean, did you text me earlier?
Yeah, I texted you and just said, hey, I want to make a cash offer. Can we talk in an hour or so?
Yeah. So, it's, the estate obviously had already had the appraisal and, all that stuff done. So the asking price is pretty close to where they have to be. I mean, there might be a little bit of room, but that's kind of where we're at on it.
This is probate?
Yeah, it'll have to go to probate. I mean, that's not a big deal. We accept an offer. We file a petition. It takes like 4 to 6 weeks to get a court date. It's just another step.
So it's far along through the process, far enough along.
We don't even start the process until we accept an offer that we file.
Okay.
It takes 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah, it's a real simple process.
And then you can close after that.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's pending their approval, and this number, the 405, the 105 number, is where they've appraised it. Is what you're saying?
Well, I mean, it's probably pretty close. I don't even know what the appraisal is. They don't tell me that. They just tell me what they want to list it at. I give them the comps. I give them all the information. But You got to realize that appraisal goes to the judge. The showing history report goes to the judge. The comps go to the judge. I prepare a whole package for court. So, no use on offering a obscenely low number when it's just going to get shot down and we just waste all our time.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Well,
like I said, there might be a little room on that, and I'm not exactly sure how much, but I'm always willing to write something up and submit it to my client and, do the best I can for you.
Yeah. So my challenge is it's a 2-1. Those are sort of tough over there. There's a lot of them. How much work do you think it needs?
Let me pull it up here.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up as well. Because I'm looking at like a bunch of the 2 bedrooms over there in that area, in that south of 9 Mile area.
All I could say is everything I always have in South Warren goes fast. It's
yeah.
My investors that buy out there, they fix them up and they don't sit on the market long. I can tell you that much. It's a pretty it doesn't look like it, but it's a pretty hot commodity for as far as the area goes.
For buy and hold, you mean?
Either buy and hold or for flipping. There's always people looking at these for flipping purposes.
Yeah, I'm looking at one right by there that it's a 2-1, same size frame house. Does yours have a garage?
Let me take a look. It has a 2-car garage.
Nice. And then basement, no basement?
No basement.
Okay, so as long as you got one or the other over there, typically you're okay. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one's sold for 120. A few months ago, recently, end of May, and it's got a garage, and it's new roof and stuff. But you'd be okay to submit an offer even if it's a bit lower than where you're at?
If it's within the threshold that he gave me, I'll do it for you. What do you think? I think you have to be still. You might be able to get closer to 100, but I don't think you can go below that. He's not going to. I don't think it's possible.
Okay, and you're at 104, and you're saying they won't go less than 100. That's.
Yeah, I think we get closer to that maybe, or right at. But like you said, he gives me a threshold.
Yeah.
On what
Yeah, 100's definitely more than I'd want to be all in for around that, including rehab and no pictures. So.
I didn't post any pictures yet because they're cleaning out the inside still.
Yeah.
We empty them all, so that saves you quite a bit of money there too, because it's completely empty by the time you get it.
Oh yeah, that saves you $3,000 in trash out.
Right, so that'll be empty by the time it closes.
Roof
looks estate sale there.
Roof looks good. Siding looks good on the Google image anyway. Cute little house. But yeah, I would probably need to be down more like around 75. By the way, I let you write for me. You know that, right?
Yeah, no, I know that. It's
okay.
Just, it's not no use on doing anything. I'd be happy to do it and get it in, but I think that's below his threshold on where the state has to be.
Yeah.
It'll just get shot down and we'll end up just wasting our time.
Is it something you could? Go ahead.
Well, I think there's a mortgage on it and all that, so he gives me the numbers based on what they owe and what they and how they're gonna get out of it. I'd have to go through and look at his numbers and see what kind of room. I don't know if it could go that low, but I could see how low it could go potentially.
Okay.
And give you a call back.
Yeah, and just throwing this out there, I don't know if the heirs are looking real bad for cash, but if there's a creative finance option,
okay.
They
would never even see a dime of it. It's to take care of the person. They're probably in a nursing home or something.
Yeah, and if there's a loan on it, that has to get paid off, right?
Exactly. So.
Okay. Just up to the court.
Yeah, I mean, if you I'm just trying to see if I can play with these numbers at all that he gave me.
If there's any way to get it down around 75, that would.
I don't think 75 is going to be obtainable at all. I mean,
okay.
I would say maybe I might be able to get it down to somewhere like maybe 90. But I think that's going to probably be as low. I mean, he'll leave it on there for a year before he presents something that's going to just get shot down, and then
they don't care. Yeah, they don't care.
He'll just leave it. But
I mean, I guess
I feel like get it down, like I said, into that range at some point if I call him and see what these, what the actual numbers are. Or how they can be played. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, there's a couple mortgages on it already, so that's the main thing. That those have to just be paid off, and then there has to be a couple bucks that go back to the estate, or else that doesn't look good either.
Yeah, I'm just looking right in that immediate neighborhood. If I go just a couple streets around that house, there's sold homes in the they're not as clean as this one, but in the 80s, 80s seems to be the number if it's almost rent ready in that neighborhood.
Right. Yeah, I think just running the numbers I have, I think that right now, as it looks to me with the mortgages, probably the lowest we could go would be like 96.
96, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and even if normally I would say let some time pass, and then we might get a price reduction, but I don't think we're going to get a price reduction on this one. There's just too many mortgages on it.
Okay, well, you seem to get a lot of distressed properties. I think I've offered on a handful of yours. You got anything else right now?
No, nothing right now. Yeah.
Okay.
At the moment.
Can you save my number and call me? If you could call me before you list something, I'll get you in my number and maybe we can work it out before you have to go.
I always have to list it. It always has to be listed for a certain amount of time before we take anything.
Why?
For the court.
No, I just mean any listing in the future.
Yeah, I don't get too many distressed ones.
Okay. I'll
keep your number here.
Okay. Yeah, I guess not if it's not a probate, but just a regular private seller deal.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Frank.
All right, thanks.
All right, talk to you soon. Bye.
So that was interesting because he did divulge a lot of information that if I were on the phone with a seller, I would have to kind of try to pull that out with the multiple mortgages, kind of what their threshold was.
Yeah.
Found out it was a probate, obviously, an estate sale. So,
which by the way, 75 wasn't even really a deal. I'm trying to basically say I got to get way lower than where you're at and see if I can engage a conversation or see if he'll talk to somebody. Those 2 bedrooms though, like that in that area, they rent like hotcakes, and so people buy those and they put $5,000 into them and then rent them.
Right.
So you don't really follow the normal formula. You're not really doing like, ARV, less this, less that. You really just, what do people want to be into those things for? And if you can get it for 10, 15 grand less, they're easy wholesales.
And is that your exit on these? You're going to wholesale them?
Oh yeah. Those I would wholesale. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, for me personally, and everyone's got their own thing, but I don't want to buy and hold a 2-1. They just, they'll always rent, but they'll never really go up in value much.
Gotcha.
It'll only ever be a rental.
All right. So funny enough, this rarely happens, but I have a lead here in Fort Worth, Texas. So I'm super excited. This is just right down the road from me. So I'm going to start with this one.
Oh, dude, it's your backyard.
I know, right? I'm actually calling an 817 phone number from an 817 phone number.
They better answer.
I know, right?
forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Dang it.
17269 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Kathleen, this is RJ Bates calling about your property on Wabash Avenue. You had entered this on my website saying that you're looking to sell that property. So if you could, give me a call back at 817-915-6860. Thank you. It was too good to be true. Here's another really good market for us recently has been Virginia.
Okay.
People are always asking about like, hey, what are good virtual markets to be in? And
I've got a partner in Richmond, so if you ever get something in Richmond, reach out to me.
Okay.
But yeah, I like that market too.
Yeah, Richmond's where our boy CJ lives.
Oh, yeah.
Reach Tyler Seymour. Sorry, I can't answer right now. Leave a message and I will be in touch promptly. Have a good one. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Tyler, this is RJ Bates calling about your property there in Winter Haven, Florida. If you could, give me a call back at 817-915-6860. Thank you.
RJ, do you typically send a text follow-up or just move on?
I move on. I will start sending texts on like the second or third. So like on a queue the size that I have today, which is roughly about 70 leads, I'll dial through it once, and then I'll dial it a second time without leaving voicemails and sending a templated text.
Okay. Yeah. Did you guys catch that? He's got a process there where you're following up.
And then, when I start the day, it's always the new leads first, go to follow-ups on my offers, and then go to the no answers.
Okay.
In every action that we take, we leave a note in the system. So we can always see every action that we've taken. All right. I got to get somebody on the phone. Mineral Wells. That's not far from us. About 45 minutes. I am going to be curious how many more people you talked to today than me.
Well, I mean, I did prep some people beforehand.
Hey, is Warren there?
This is he.
Hey, Warren, this is RJ Bates calling about your property there in Mineral Wells. You had entered this on my website saying that you're looking to sell. You still looking to sell that property?
Yeah.
Awesome. How much you looking to get for it?
120,000.
You said 120?
Yeah.
All right. Tell me a little bit about the property. What you got going on over there?
Well, it's tough work on the inside and out. I mean, a little bit. So it's sitting on an acre. It's got a 900 square foot shop, 2-car carport, 1-car garage. It's got a well. It's got, like I said, it needs some work. It needs some work. It needs to do the roof. Probably because that storm came here not too long ago. It needs to be upgraded, really.
So like cosmetics, roof, stuff like that?
Yeah, the bathroom, it needs to be upgraded. I mean, it had been upgraded since '96.
You know what I mean? So.
Any foundation problems?
No, not really. No.
Okay.
No.
What about the AC?
The AC works, but there's a hole in one of the lines that runs from the house to the outside unit.
Gotcha.
And I told the people that were renting it from me all about, you know, I knew where the line was broken at. We had a hole in that. Anyway, we never fixed it. I'm just taking the house back over personally. I've been living in Georgetown, but you know, you're not really dark. They suck, you know, and they don't take care of shit, you know.
So have they moved out?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So it's vacant now.
Well, yeah, I'm staying here. I mean, me and a friend of mine, you know, me and friends are staying here because I'm trying to get all this stuff rounded up right here.
What's the time frame in which you would be okay with closing on the property?
As soon as possible, really. I mean,
okay.
But so you guys send somebody out here to look at it or something? Or?
Well, I'm taking a look at it right now online and seeing if 120 is something that I think I can do. Basically, the way our process works is me and you have a conversation a day. I'll make you an offer. If you like the offer, I'll send you a contract. Once you've signed the contract, then we come out, we do our inspection, and we say, yep, we're good. We can close on that number, or no, hey, it's way worse than what we thought. So it's important for me to get as much information as possible today. What I'm seeing here is this property is just south of 1,800 square feet. Does that sound right?
It's actually a little bit more than that.
Was there an addition?
There's upstairs. Yeah, it's upstairs, and it's a two-story house.
Okay.
Half is two-story, half is not.
Okay. How many bedrooms and bathrooms is it?
It's got 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths.
Okay. And then this was built in 1955?
Yeah, 55, 56, yeah.
Okay. How'd you come up with 120,000?
That's just what I figured I'd like to get for it.
I got you.
Yeah.
So what I need to do is I need to see, because you got some houses in the area that were built in like the 2000s.
Yeah.
And I can't really consider those, so I've got to find something that was built in the 50s or 60s.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, it's kind of hard to do.
Yeah.
Already tore this down or not. Is there any way that you can call me back, man? I'm right in the middle of working on Slate's car right now, trying to get her out of here. And the cops just pulled up my house for some reason, so I don't know what's going on.
Oh, jeez.
But if you can call me back, it'd be great.
Yeah, when is going to be a good time for you? Because I'm pretty sure I'm going to give you. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be pretty close to your price.
All right, an hour and a half.
Hour? Okay, I'll call you back at noon. Does that work?
All right, thanks.
All right, man. Bye-bye.
Appreciate it.
That would have been the most brutal call of all time during the Closers Olympics. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, because you would not have let him go.
Right? I would have been like, nah, forget the cops.
Yeah.
I'm giving you a contract. It looks like a pretty good deal. I mean,
you would have been like, I got 19 minutes, buddy, on the clock here.
Right.
There's no way we're hanging up the phone right now.
like just looking on Privy, which is what we use to comp here specifically in Texas because it has MLS access. So a lot of the other software struggle in places like Texas because non-disclosure. 365, 425, 575, 769.
You got some high comps.
Yeah. That's why I was kind of like, you sure you need to go?
Yeah.
And Mineral Wells is not that far away from us, so we've done quite a few deals there. So that was a good.
I mean, run me through the numbers. Even if let's just say it needs everything, right? Let's just say it needs a reno.
Yep. So he's saying it shows up as 1,781 square feet. He's saying it's bigger than that, but I asked him if there was an addition. He kind of gave me there's an upstairs. I don't know if that means that got added. Let's say it's 1,800 square feet though, which is comparable to those properties. We're probably going to be assuming 50 to 60 in rehab.
Yeah.
So if we're buying for 125 and we do 60, we're 185 all in. I mean, this could easily be a $300,000 ARV.
Yeah, minimum. Yeah.
This is a deal all day long.
That's a deal. Yeah, that's a 50K assignment right there.
Right.
Or whatever.
So that's why I was like, when am I calling you back, sir? So essentially what I'm going to do now is while you're on your next call, I'm going to write the contract up, have it prepared, send the contract to him. So when I call him back in an hour, it's about, hey,
it's in there.
I sent you the contract.
And you got his email and his form from his form?
Yes. So when he fills it out on Lead Zolo, we get his name, his phone number, his email, the condition of the property.
Gotcha.
Pretty much everything that we need and what they're looking for. So essentially what he said is, I want to sell without a real estate agent. So that was his motivation.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, what we found out was it's because tenants tore up a property and he's had to take it back over, and he just wants to get $120,000.
Yeah. So he's we would call that a tired landlord, right? Because now he's looking at it going, okay, I got no income coming in. I got this property. I got to put money into it. I'm done. You know, I love tired landlords. One of the reasons why is you're dealing with an investor. So you get to cut through all the emotional crap and just get right to it, which you guys notice, you know, RJ, one of the things about RJ that's really unique is you waste no time getting to price.
Yep.
It's one of the distinguishing things about you. And I think it's also what makes you so successful. And because he was a tired landlord, here's my number, you know, like he was just as willing to be open as you were willing to ask.
Yep. And my favorite part about it was when I asked him, how did you come up with 120? Which is another thing that most investors never get to asking that question, because they wait until 20 minutes in the conversation to even ask price. So you saw he kind of loosened up 3 minutes into the conversation. How'd you come up with 120? He just said, that's the number I want.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite seller.
So my guess is when he says 120, he's probably only thinking about his investment, not market value.
Yep.
So he's probably into it for around that. And if he could get out of it and be done with that property, for him, that's a win.
He's getting his $120,000 back. That's all he wants.
Yep. Yeah. So there's definitely, you know, when you're talking to sellers now, when you're doing, so I try to do the same thing. The difference with direct to agent is now you're relying on third-party information. You're hoping that the agent understands the seller. Yep. But I'll ask the same questions, like why, you know, what's going on here? What's the seller's problem? Why are they selling this? I try to get to the same things. You just have to know that since it's third party, it could be true or could not be true. So I don't ever take it I take it at face value. Like,
do you ever see that the seller, like in this case, say a realtor got involved and the realtor says, you know, Warren, you don't need to sell this house for 120. You could sell this house for 175. Well,
yeah. In fact, here's what happens often. Let's say that this guy went with an agent. His mind, he's at 120. The agent says, oh man, I can get you 200. Now he doesn't say to the agent, my bottom line's 120. He says to himself, dude, if the agent can get me that, that's freaking amazing. Okay.
Right.
And then what happens is the agent lists it for 200. Now this might not be that situation, but let's just say the agent listed for 200. The seller's real number is 120. And then you make a 120 offer and the agent says, well, I know for a fact they won't take less than 200. No, they don't. They think they know, but they don't know. So then what I do is I have to convince that agent to make the offer anyway, even though they're so convinced that they're not going to take it. It's not true. Whenever an agent says that, they don't actually know.
Let's be honest. If he had told me his price is 175, my excitement about this property crashes.
Yeah.
And that's what I see happen, where these realtors say an investor will come along and pay 175. But in reality, is it giving the seller what he really wants? Because what he is saying is I just want my 120 and be done with this. It's not about the extra money that he could get maybe 90, 120 days from now. That's not his pain. That's why I love direct to seller marketing, because we really get to have that. And it's funny because it's not an in-depth conversation when it's me. I'm not Munif where I'm digging deep and, you know, finding out every little thing, but you still found out enough in that, 6-7 minute conversation. We know pretty much everything that we need to know now to make an offer on that property.
Yeah, one of the challenges with agent is all the motivations can be there, except there's one motivation that's not there, and that's time.
Yeah.
Because they're on market. So what they're saying is I want to sell, but I've got time. And that's why they're on market. If they had some urgency, they would not be on market. So there is that missing piece that you get sometimes on direct to seller. That's such an amazing motivation that it gets you the deep buy.
Yep.
You know, so there's that. And also they're willing to pay commissions. They're willing to do showings. It's just a little bit different. Now, the mistake people make is they think, well, because of those nuances of they have time, they're willing to pay commissions, they're willing to do showings, they somehow are not motivated. And that's simply not true. Like this next one we have right now that I'm going to call, this is an out-of-state owner. And I looked them up, and they own 38 properties.
Right.
And it's some kind of fund, Wilmington something. I won't say the whole thing, but it's a fund. And they actually own a lot of properties in Texas. So where's Euless? EULESS?
Oh, that's where my daughter plays hockey.
Aubrey, Texas. They got a bunch of properties in Aubrey.
Yep.
And they're all over. They got a bunch of properties in Aubrey. Then they have some Michigan. So I'm just looking at this seller, and they got this property. So this is a very non-emotional seller, institutional buyer, or whatever they are, you know, and they got this. So they put this up for sale.
Jerry, let me give you some insight real quick. You might know this, you might not, but there was a REI education company that specifically targeted DFW for many years. And one of their strategies is to teach people how to wholesale, but then also buy quote unquote turnkey rentals in Warren, Michigan. Mm-hmm. So what you will see is there are a lot of people from Dallas-Fort Worth that own properties in Warren, Michigan, because that education company was selling them turnkey rentals. My mom was one of them. So this is how I know about this. So it's funny that you're bringing up Aubrey and Euless. That's all DFW area. And then they own this in Warren, Michigan. I'm curious if they were a part of that education company. This should be interesting.
Their mailing address is Irving, Texas.
Yep, that's right.
They're corporate.
Yep.
All right. So should I give this agent a call?
Yeah, for sure.
So this is an agent that he goes by Johnny, and I texted him a little while ago and said, "Hey, can I call you about this property?" And he said yes. So
awesome.
Let me see if I can get him on the phone here.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. Is this Johnny?
Speaking.
Johnny, how you doing? This is Jerry Norton. Thanks for taking my call. Taking a look at your listing on Cunningham.
Okay.
Is that still for sale?
Yeah, it is.
Awesome. Well, I'm an investor, pay cash, looking to pick up a property right now in this area. What is
their budget range?
Pardon?
What is their budget range?
Budget range?
Yeah, like how much amount they are right now looking for houses?
I don't have a budget.
Because there are several houses I have in the market. Some of them are not listed even off market.
Perfect.
A potential one, very good location of 10 Mile Ryan area.
Okay.
It is also double floor. Because it is a double floor, if they renovate and spend around 15 grand, the house easily could be 180 to 190. Because of the square feet, it is a higher square feet, 1,100, 1,200 square feet. It also has garage, 2 floor, and good location of 10 Mile. So these areas, people even don't mind to pay $225 even. But the point is, this house, if he wanted to rent it out as it is with spending $3-4K, he can easily rent it out and collect $1,600 rent monthly.
Great. Is this the same seller?
What do you mean?
Same seller that's got these other properties as this one on Cunningham.
Yeah. So I know why I'm asking you, because sometimes happen that an investor would like to buy a portfolio of
Mm-hmm.
5 houses together in a package.
Yeah.
When they apply for their lender saying that, hey, these 5 houses I wanted to buy together, yes, total value is around 500,000 I need it, and I can sell it with 750,000. You got my point? Then I need to invest around 100,000 to fix it. Then the lender itself give you those all 100,000 to fix it. Also, this 500,000 needed, that one also they provide. You just have to bring around 10% down payment to 20% down payment of whatever total amount is. So if total amount is 500,000, they can spend $100,000 as a down payment, and lender gonna give you all 500 plus renovation 100,000. So end of the day, he don't need to put anything from his pocket. As long as these houses captured and 2 of them even he sold, his money all 100,000 back. Rest of them, he can put it on rent or sell it and make more money. So this type of deals sometimes work good, because if you be the same broker who is bringing the buyer and same sellers all selling it, then as you can get the commission good amount, same time your buyer is happy because he got some good houses deal, and also seller is happy that he got a relationship with you.
Yeah, and he moved a bunch in. So
as a realtor and loan officer in future, you might be known not for this client only. Different clients we also can work together, and my off market I can share with you. Your off market you share with me. Together it could work. I normally work in Sterling Heights, Troy, Warren, Hamtramck. You work in Brookfield or might be Royal Oak or a little bit higher upper areas. Together we can work it out. You got my point?
Yeah, so let's slow this all down a little bit, because I'm trying to follow all these things you're saying here. Let me make sure I'm understanding what you're saying. This house on Cunningham that I called you about, that seller, they own multiple properties. You have these other properties. They want to sell and liquidate a handful of properties in the area. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, and the other ones aren't all listed. So this one's listed, but you have other ones from the same seller, and they want to sell.
Yeah, those one depends on your buyer's criteria. Then I will share with you.
No, I'm the buyer. So
Johnny,
Johnny, hold on. I don't know if you're understanding. I'm the buyer. I'm not an agent. I'm the buyer.
Okay, so you are yourself buying it. Do you have a plan to buy only one house? That's what I'm asking.
No, I buy dozens, hundreds of houses. It's not about how many I buy. Is it priced right? I'll buy as many as you have if they're priced right.
Okay, that sounds very, very good, promising. So let's talk about now Cunningham. Then I will share with you the other ones based on what you're looking for.
Yeah,
so
you give me a list. If you give me a list of all the properties you want to sell, I'll give you prices. And if those prices work, then we can.
We discuss those ones because some of them already listed. I can send you those ones and you can see if these one any of them interested. If you are interested and if you are cash buyer, basically, a lot of good deals I can give it to you. Those one is lifetime. You're not easily gonna get right now in the market. Because right now
they just gotta be deals. I'm not gonna overpay for houses, especially if I buy in bulk. They gotta be good deals.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like if you have cash, you have liquidate cash, for example, $500,000, then you can get some good houses.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Cunningham is one of them, but there is the others too. Now, question is Cunningham. What you need to know about that? Also, what is your thinking?
So Cunningham, this one I'm looking at here, you've got it listed for 140, but is there room on that? Because I wouldn't pay 140 for this house.
So what are you going to pay?
I mean, I'm looking at.
Houses came on the market only one day, and it already have 5 offers right now.
You have 5 offers on this one?
Yeah, but all are investor buyers. All of them wanted to see it, this, that. Of course, they have agent and others, but end of the day, it's just a day. I will wait, might be a week or 10 days, and bring more buyers in and see who is offering what.
Can we skip all the waiting and you go direct with me? I'll let you write for me. So
with you, but I wanted to know what you're trying to do. Are you trying to buy it, putting on rent? You are trying to buy it and then resell it. What is your plan?
It depends. Every house, I'm going to look at it and decide: is this a good rental or is this a good flip? I either flip it.
But the one Cunningham,
this one. Yeah. No, this one's a good rental. This is a good rental property, not a good. I wouldn't try. in that neighborhood, they're all nice bricks with 2-car garages. This is a frame with like an addition built on it, no basement.
That, what is the neighborhood one? The neighborhood asking 200 to 25. You are not investing that much. If you invest right now, I can give you a house, which is a brick house, very nice, but you are gonna pay very nice too, right? Now, one question. You call me the number. That is your number, right?
Yeah.
This is your cell phone number?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Give me a second.
But you're, but
I
the,
will give you brick houses too. If you are really interested to buy 3-4 houses, if you get a good deal, makes sense to you.
yeah, I'm hoping I can buy a bunch of properties, and then because I'm buying a bunch, I get a preferred price, you know, even lower.
Did you receive one text message right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so these houses on the market, have a look. If compare with these, with Cunningham, it is miles away. It's a very, very nice, very good neighborhood, everything. But price what? 290. And you are buying Cunningham half price. A square feet almost same, but half price. My point is, when you invest half price, almost the same neighborhood, 10 mile and 12 mile, then of course you're gonna get this type of houses.
Johnny, Johnny, just hold on a second. You just texted me an all brick house with an attached 2-car garage. That's not the same house as Cunningham. Cunningham is
I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I am saying that house asking 290. You have to spend $290,000, which is double than Cunningham. So you can't compare with that house with this, because you are spending half money.
It does.
I can give you good houses right now, which is off market. I'm giving you right now.
Yeah.
Just think that one makes sense to you. You asked me to give you houses, right? I'm giving you right now a house, which is not on the market at the moment. But the things you ask for, car garage and everything, you will get it.
This one on Van Lawn, that's one of your houses, or is that a comp you sent me?
No, that is my houses too.
Okay.
My houses means I am the listing agent. But end of the day, question comes in, that is, this particular house, the one Van Lawn, already earning current rent 2,200. If you are looking for a rental house, good rental income, that one have 2,200 renter on time. I can send you all rent roll, and he like to stay over. If you like to buy that house, that's a good house too.
Yeah. How do I get
another house right now, which is not in the market right now? It's also a good house. If you interested that one, that is a very good house. If you wanted to get for a rental, you don't need to do much hassle. Might be 3 to 5K you keep aside for rental certification, this, that. But these are good houses.
Yeah, I like this. I like these houses you're texting me. How do I get a list of all your inventory you're trying to sell?
I'm not going to give you list all the inventory to you, only because of the reason. First, I need to make sure that what is your goal and which houses meet in your criteria. Because none of the houses, if you wanted to flip it, I have only 3-4 houses, which is less than market value, I will ask. But other houses, which is good quality, I'm not going to take more than 3 to 5K down at all, because those houses will be new in the market. I will wanted to get some lead, because I'm a realtor. I'm going to get some leads from the market and see what other buyer like to say.
Mm-hmm.
If other buyer giving me 25K extra than you, just because you are buying 2 to 3 houses from me, that's why I'm going to give you each house is 20K down. No, it's not going to work, this market. So see that house. It looks very good. I haven't listed yet. So from the outside, very nice.
Yeah.
Now if you say, what about the inside? Just think about it. If you compare with Cunningham, you can make Cunningham like that too. Nice update with the flooring. You can also make with the painting and other decoration good too. And then you can ask from Cunningham in future the 180. People will pay it. And it would be appraised as well. So those areas, all houses over 180 to 220,000. Even doesn't matter brick or siding. So some people, to them, brick is very important. But if you just cross Warren area, go Sterling Heights, go Troy, go Bloomfield, go Royal, you can see very well all siding houses, no difference, the same price.
Johnny, can we do this? Can I get a list of addresses, and I'll just give you my cash price? If it's something that you're interested in, we can move forward. If you're trying to get more, then you try to sell it and get more.
Yeah, that is good too. One question to you, asking you, do you have any interest for multifamily houses?
Yes.
multifamily, I can give you a list. Any of them you like it, you can say, hey, this one I'm interested in.
Yeah.
And we can discuss about it. But whatever your price is sending, that's not going to work. Do you know why? Because you're going to give me 30, 40K less price, 25,000. I'm not going to do 25,000 to you. Instead, I will list it and give 20,000 down, or like what's the lower price straight away down. 10 grand lower price straight down. That way, a lot of buyer going to comes in. I will get.
I get it. I get it. You're an agent. You're trying to get the highest price you can get for these properties.
No, not highest price. This highest price goes to the seller. But my point is, get some new client who don't have any pre-approval. The client who's coming in who don't work with any realtor. I can get some good sales through them. That's what my main goal is.
Okay.
So when I'm listing, as I'm new agent, I'm listing it. I will get more market exposure. People can see that you got some of this. So people will come to me and saying that, okay, let's go with him because he can have some off-market houses. Some investor might comes in like you, saying that, hey, why not working with him because you always have something. Hey, do you have anything right now? Might be you can knock me 1 month later. Just see the Arden inside picture. I just sent it to you. Don't do it. Looks like nice, right? See the floor.
Yes.
You can do same thing in Cunningham.
Yeah, I know how to rehab. I know how to rent. I know how to do all of that.
Yeah. So Cunningham have that option. Now tell me, what is you thinking about Cunningham? What is your offer?
On Cunningham.
Yes.
In that neighborhood.
If you buy 3 together, I can give you a special discount.
Okay.
Buying 3 together.
Yeah. I mean, I need to be under 100. I'm looking at a sold home that sold for 160.
Cunningham, a single penny, I'm not gonna go down. Then the asking price.
They're not going to go down from asking. They're not.
Because the season is less than 100, it's not gonna work because Cunningham I already owe 110. So end of the day, you can't buy it less price than what is the mortgages already owe 110, right? So
okay.
That's why it's not gonna work less than asking. Right now it is on the market. Might be you would be a good potential if you come after 20 days later and I didn't have a good buyer. Might be we can go down around 120, 25.
Okay.
But right now, whatever listed, that's asking price. It's not gonna go much down less than 2, 3K, 5K.
Okay, that's fine. What about your other? What about the rest of your properties? How do I get a list of those?
List not gonna do any good. I'm telling you. If you asking 140, you are saying 100,000. I don't care about your cash because I already owe more than that in the mortgage. How am I gonna give you $110,000 house with 100?
Because those might be different. I don't know. I don't like this one because it's a frame on a slab. I don't really like this one. But your other.
So I gave you Arden right now. Check it out. Analyze it. It is the border of Troy, Sterling Heights, Warren. Very, very good house. Within 3 days, I'm gonna list it with 225. If you right now before listing comes in and saying you don't have any agent, might be I can give that discount of which is I supposed to pay to the agent to you. So you can get a little bit less price, but it's not gonna work 225 if you say 200. I say, okay, keep your 200 in your pocket. Let me list it. No one comes in within a 15 days time. I still gonna give you with 205.
Okay.
Done, right?
Great. So you want two.
Yeah.
You want 225 for this one on Arden?
Yeah, that one I'm gonna list it out 225 shortly. But if you buy with the cash and you say within 5 days closing as it is, you come one time, have a look yourself. If you're satisfied, we'll go deal. I'm not gonna list it. Once I list it, I have to pay that money to the realtor's commission and I have to wait for the competition, have to see what is the other people to say. But for you only, I can allow you right now to see the house, Cunningham or Arden. You can see right now and then you can bring, but please.
All right.
Do not play lower ballpark because if lower ballpark has to play, I'd rather give it to the bank to take the house away from me instead of giving to a buyer with a lower price or which is equal to the mortgage price. So your price, whatever you're saying, I am not dishonoring you, but I'm saying that's not gonna viable. Closing cost minimum gonna come with the tax and everything because tax should be due in September. Alone gonna come around 10 grand. So if I owe already 110, closing cost another 10, including the transfer tax and everything, then it would be already 120. How am I gonna even talk to you?
Are you, Johnny, are you the seller or are you the agent?
I am everything. I am investor. I am seller. I am the agent.
You own these properties.
I don't own these properties, but some of them is my investor own it. Some of them I manage it as a manager. So I am responsible for those houses. Some of them I am the listing agent. Some of them my one business is the own. I have the business ownership on that one too. So all of them related. That's why if you see the listing, there's written there in bracket, the agent have relationship or agent own or this, that. You got my point?
Okay. How do I get inside Arden to take a look at it?
You can do it when you like to see.
I'll send my guy over. I can send someone over there to walk it and get a look at the inside.
Just let me know when your guy is available. I live from Arden, might be a mile away, so I don't live much far. As long as I know his time, might be I can arrange that time, but I need to know what time your guy can go there.
Okay. It's sounding to me like you're trying to get retail pricing for all these houses.
No, it's not like that. It is like that, like this, I'm telling you simple. That is, some of the houses, for example, Arden is fully ready to go to the market immediately for sale. There is a high demand on that area, and there is no intention to quick sell within 2 days or 5 days, and cash buyer gonna give a $20,000 upper hand. No chance, zero.
Okay, that's my point. You're trying to hold out for the highest price. You're not motivated to.
Price. I'm looking for example, if I Arden 225, put it in as a retail price. Someone right now come 220, I might give it to them, but that will take 45 days, 40 days, 35 days to close. But you came in with a cash buyer before I listing it. Then agent's fees, I can give you that discount. I can give you extra discount because you're gonna do quick closing. And I might say, okay, let's go for 215. That house Arden right now in the same road, next road, house currently pending 250,000. There is another house is 230. Those all are backdated compared to Arden because Arden have a brand new roof. Arden have now better floor. Arden have good kitchen, 2 kitchen there, 2 full bathroom there, full finished basement.
Yeah, but it's still not a discount the value on that is around 215 to 225. You're asking market value for that property, which is fine. If you're holding out for hold on, Johnny, I can't even talk to you because you cut me off when I say 2 words. I want to do business with you, but I got to be able to communicate with you. Okay. So I have cash. You have houses. I want to buy houses. I'm not going to buy for cash and pay retail value. If you want retail value, list all these properties, do showings, inspections, buyers, all this stuff. Wait, you'll have a turn to talk. You'll have a turn to talk. Okay.
Forget about it, man. Those lower ballpark not gonna work. Thank you very much.
Okay, bye.
Your lower ballpark, 20,000, 30,000 less, not gonna work.
Okay.
If you want to get cash value because you have cash, doesn't matter. I don't need cash because if 150 I'm asking, you have to pay 140, 145. If you say $150,000 house 100, I can give you appraisal on your face. This house already appraised 150. How you offering 100,000 with 150? Am I in the underwater or am I drowning that I have to take your $100,000 offer? That is the situation right now. But my point is, if you're looking for a rental house, putting on rent, you want little bit of equity, then Cunningham is a very good deal, not Arden. Arden is a properly livable market value house. There, I'm not gonna do any deal with you because Arden would be going to the market within 3 days time. Yes, you have an upper hand. You can get, instead of competition, 10,000 less price, you can buy Arden. If you need a house to buying it and putting on rent within a month, then Arden is good. But if you want to make a profit, Arden is not good because profit-wise, this house 225, even 5 years later, it will stay 220 to 230 range. It's not gonna go 300.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Makes sense.
Cunningham a house which could be 175, 180. That is a good deal. We can do some deal in Cunningham, but not with 140. I'm asking. You are saying 100. It's not gonna work.
Okay.
140. I'm asking. I can give you 130. That could be the lowest.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, now about multifamily. I'm sending you only one multifamily.
Okay.
You tell me what do you think about it. That way I will know what is your.
That seems to be a waste of time because you keep asking me what I'll do, and then you respond with, "I want full price." So that's kind of a waste of time. How about you tell me your bottom line, and then I don't have to sit here and.
I told you bottom line. Any price I'm asking less than 10K, I'm not gonna go.
Okay, then why are we don't have to talk about it. Just tell me your number, and then I know where you're at.
Okay, I already told you.
Okay.
I send you both of the number I told you.
It's just odd that you send me Arden. You know I'm a cash buyer, so you send me a property to look at that's retail.
Have any rules that cash buyer can give 40,000 less? There is any rules like that? You tell me.
Is there any room?
No, I'm saying there is any rules that cash buyer has eligibility to pay $40,000 less than asking price. There is any rules like that anywhere? Cash buyer get a little bit advantage that he can do quick closing. And that's why he can get 5K, 10K less price. But market also you have to consider. Right now, very, very low inventory.
Okay.
No other houses,
Johnny,
no other realtor.
Johnny, I'll take a look at this multifamily, but I gotta go, buddy.
Okay, no problem. So this multifamily, I send it to you. Only reason is you might be get that one very low price. It house would be 175 fourth. That could be a good house within 5K closing. With the cash, you can buy this already asking very low, 125. Upper unit have 2-bedroom unit, main floor have 2-bedroom unit, and full basement. Only one hassle you have to go. These two renter currently living, their lease expired. They are not paying any rent at all. So because their lease expired, you have to go through eviction. Once you buy the house, you have to evict them as you are the owner. It is a very good equity one. So if you're looking for a multifamily, this is one of the best house in the market.
Okay, I'll take a look and call you back.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Johnny. Talk to you soon.
No
Bye.
Dude, I've never heard a human being talk so much and not say anything.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know what to do because he's got all these properties, and I'm like, can I rein this guy in? I don't think so.
I don't know one, like, did he ever have a point?
He's like talking to me about his strategy, about why he lists properties and how you can fix them up. I'm like, dude, I don't care.
That was unbelievable. The chat was hilarious. Dude, you just need to go back and scroll through the chat and see what people were saying. It's so good.
What should I have done there? I don't even know if I was. I don't even know what I should have done.
This is my favorite comment. Imagine if he's married to someone that chats at home. Oh man, that was just. I loved how you put your foot down, and you've always said, "Hey, stop cutting me off." Like I haven't had a chance to talk the entire time. He gave you about 30 seconds.
Yeah, and went right back.
Went right back to it. I mean, dude, sometimes when you get people like that, it just has to end that way. Where you're like, hey, I can't do this anymore. That's not ever going to go anywhere. And someone brought it up in the chat. They said, imagine buying 5 houses from him.
Oh my gosh.
Could you imagine what that's going to be like?
It'd be brain damage the whole way through.
Oh, at some point in time, you just have to make the decision. I don't want to do business with you.
Yeah.
I don't even care if you have deals. I'm out.
Right.
You know,
he kept texting me. He was texting me property after property. And then he honed in on this one called Arden, but then he wanted full price for it.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
Someone asked in the chat, do you think he was a wholesaler listing these on the MLS?
So I Googled this guy, and he comes up online as a loan officer. I think he's the lender for the seller. So he has an inside on the loans. And he's got a real estate license. I don't know what that seller's thinking with this guy. You know, like,
interesting.
Did you hear when I asked him? Because he kept saying me this, I'm not going to this, I'm not going to that. He was talking. Sometimes he would talk like he's an agent. Sometimes he would talk like he was the seller. I was so confused about what this guy's role is.
I was confused. It sounded to me like he was the owner of some properties. He wasn't on others. He was just the realtor. But then you're saying he's a loan officer.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, sounds to me like it's somebody that I don't want to do business with because I can't get a clear understanding of anything. I don't know what's going on with these properties. I don't understand what you guys are pricing. I don't even understand what you are.
Yeah.
So,
and his answer was, I'm a loan officer. I'm an agent. I'm the owner. No, you're not. Like, what are you? Just be real about who you are in this whole thing. Clearly. Oh man, I've never really had that happen.
And for all of those reasons, I'm out. See you later. All right. I gotta
leave any feedback you guys have in the chat about, like, I mean, what I don't know what else I could have done.
They left a lot of feedback in the chat, and mainly it was you're a very patient human being, and also that Johnny needs to shut up.
Yeah.
There's the feedback in summary. And I think someone said he's even the landscaper. I didn't hear that. That's unbelievable.
Oh,
all right.
Man.
So the next one I'm going to call here is in Pennsylvania. Looking for a quick sale, and that's all I have. So let's see what we got. Roadrunner on steroids. Hi, is Rachel there?
Hi, is this?
This is RJ Bates. I'm calling about your property on 2nd Avenue. You had entered this on my website saying you want to sell that property. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Awesome. How much are you looking to get for it?
I got somebody else called, and I got they have like a certain amount of time to get do it now.
Oh, you signed a contract with somebody?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. When how long did they have on their contract?
I think 30 days or 60 days or something like that.
Oh, okay. Well, how much did they give you for it?
33.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah, if that doesn't work out, I guess give me a call, and I'm definitely interested. I apologize I didn't get back to you in time. Wish I would have. But yeah, just give me a call. This is my phone number. My name's RJ Bates, and if it doesn't work out, just give me a shot back, okay?
Absolutely, sounds great.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Call another one, RJ.
So what's interesting about that is 30 is not a good price for that property. So I do think that's why it was very much like, hey, this is my name, this is my number. I'm actually going to put this in follow-up, because if they really lock that up at 30, they're not going to be able to dispo that property. And I'm assuming it's a wholesaler.
It's going to fall out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's a great observation. Hope you guys listening caught that. Just because a seller signs a contract does not mean that that's a done deal. In fact, it's unfortunate, but a lot of wholesalers will just lock up anything, and then I call it slinging mud at the wall. Just see what sticks, and then they end up like closing 1 out of 30 contracts they sign. You know what I mean?
And I didn't even ask about condition or anything like that. I don't need to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just making an assumption that it needs work. If she signed a contract for 30.
Hello?
Hey, is this August?
Who's this?
This is RJ Bates. I'm calling about your property there in Belton. You had entered it on my website saying you wanted to sell that property. You still looking to sell?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. How much are you looking to get for it?
We'd like to lease $150,000 or better.
All right. Tell me a little bit about the property. What you got going on there?
Well, we just recently were handed oh crap, I forgot the name of it. Basically, we're being sued for back taxes, and we've got 2 weeks to acknowledge it and all that.
and we have no money. We've been having it rough. I just had my foot amputated, so I can't work. And my brother just lost his job because his boss retired. So we're just basically we need to sell it and move on. The house has 8 full bedrooms, a full-size room for the laundry room, and 2 full-size bathrooms, but it does need quite a bit of work.
Did you say 8 bedrooms?
Yes, sir. My folks, when I had 7 brothers, or there were 7 of us kids, plus my parents. So they wanted to have each one of us our own bedroom.
Wow. That is crazy. How much land is it? Is it 1.8 acres?
No, sir. It's almost 12 acres all total.
12.
Track 1 and the track 2.
I see. Okay. 12 acres.
So it's about 12 acres all total.
What year is the manufactured home?
That we're not 100% sure on because, to be honest with you, my sister passed away in February of this year, and she was the one that actually bought it and brought it out here. But we know it was sometime around the mid-90s.
Gotcha. It says 1995 here, so.
It was about 97, 98, if we recall right.
Okay. How much back taxes do you owe?
Well, not counting this year's taxes, they want about $13,000.
Well, that's not too crazy.
Plus court fees, which we've already found out is $600.
Okay. You need to, you said acknowledge the lawsuit in the next 2 weeks, right?
2 weeks from the time we were served.
So August, I'm gonna tell you, this is how that can go down so you can relax a little bit. We can essentially call them and we can say, hey, we're going under contract. The house is going to be sold and these taxes are going to be paid in the next month or so. And they'll be okay with that. That attorney got hired by the county and the city essentially to come and just kind of poke you in the butt a little bit and say, hey, we need our money. And as long as they get their money, they'll be okay. So we don't need to worry about that.
I figured they were trying to take the property from us because they want to develop it.
Yeah, well,
right now, we got a lot of development going on around us.
So I mean, how many years have the taxes not been paid?
Well, 3 if you count this year.
I got you. We're not going to let them take the property from you, okay? That won't happen. So you want 150,000. If I gave you the 150,000, do you have a place to go? Like, do you have another place to go live to?
I wouldn't have the money to put a deposit down or a place to rent until I got some of the money or all of it kind of thing.
Gotcha. So you need a little bit of a lease back once we close, maybe a couple of weeks to find a place.
But here's another thing. The property is under the living trust.
Okay.
In other words, all the surviving siblings that I've got left are all partly owners, so I'd have to get every one of them to sign.
How many is that?
Well, let's see, there's me, John, Stephen, Scott. There's 5 of us left.
So it's you, John, Steven, Scott, and who's the last one?
Do what now?
You said you, John, Steven, Scott, and who's the last one?
My sister, Wendy.
Wendy. Okay. is everyone in agreement to sell the property?
Well, they wouldn't have a problem with it. We've already sold off 5 acres of it a long time ago, and now we're just going to sell off the rest.
Are they? I guess, you know, we're looking at a 2-week time frame to deal with these property taxes. You know, we kind of do need to. If I were to be your buyer, I mean, we would need to move a little bit quickly. Are they going to be willing to sign and move quickly so, you know, we don't run into a situation where, you know, they do try to take the property from you?
Wendy is she is in Detroit in a living assisted home care system.
Okay.
And I do not have contact with her at all, except for once in a blue moon. Now, she can't legally own anything because if she's in their care.
Okay.
She has no problem signing it, but she won't even know it's coming.
Does anybody have power of attorney for her?
I believe the state of Michigan does.
Okay. All right. We're going to have to unpack some things here. But all your brothers live in Texas?
No, Stephen, he lives in Oklahoma.
Okay. We'll forgive him for that. That's okay.
Yeah. He's close, I guess, because last time all we did was fax him or mail. I think we FedExed him the paperwork and he had it signed and sent it back.
Do you know, going back to the property real quick, because I do need some information on that. Do you know how many square feet the manufactured home is?
No, sir, I don't. I just know it's a double wide.
Okay. Hold on 1 second for me.
Uh-huh.
Jerry, what do you think about this? You do development. We got 12 acres, okay? I got a property, 2,300 square feet, new build on half an acre for $500,000 sold.
Wow.
It's the closest comp.
It's a half acre?
Yep, and we're getting 12 acres.
And it's close by, so the zoning, so you could split lots maybe is what you're thinking?
Yep. This is 0.3 miles away from our subject property.
Okay. So it's not like they're, 1 acre lots or 5 acre lots or whatever.
You're doing half acre lots, so we could build 10 houses.
Mm-hmm.
So a $5 million ARV.
I mean, there would be probably a local developer flipper that would love that piece of land.
He wants 150.
Are there any new constructions going on in the neighborhood?
Yeah.
Okay. So
all over.
So it's a
they're ranging anywhere from 450 to 790.
Newer.
Yeah, they're all 2022, 2023 builds.
Oh yeah. That's the play then. Yeah.
Okay, August.
Yes, sir.
So what I can do for you is I can give you $150,000 cash. We're going to cover the closing costs and there's no realtor commissions. So that's pretty much going to be net to you minus your back taxes and any other liens on the property. Okay. Now what I need to be able to do is individually send this contract to each one of your siblings to get it signed. So then we can open up title and then we can get this closed. And then we're going to need to communicate with that attorney as well and let them know, hey, we're buying this. We're buying this and we're probably going to try to close in the next 3 to 4 weeks. And then how many weeks do you think, if I gave you 3 to 4 before we close, how many weeks after that do you need to find a place to move to?
I would say probably at least 2 months.
Can we make it a little bit faster? 2 months is a long time.
I could try for 1 month. But right now, we don't have any place lined up, and we got 3 dogs.
Okay. I think I can make a month work because I think with what we're going to do, that would work out okay. So 1 month lease back. I have your email here as is that correct?
I'm sorry.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by sending you the contract to review. Okay. And then when you sign it, then we're just going to go one at a time. I'm going to then say, okay, let's send it to John. Let's send it to Scott. Then let's send it to Steven. And then we'll deal with Wendy last because that's probably going to be the most complicated to get signed.
Yes, sir.
So let me have my transaction coordinator, Keaton, will write up the contract, and then he'll email it over to you. And as soon as you view it and you're okay with it and you sign it, then we'll call you, and then we'll get the contact information for John, and then we'll get the contact information for Scott, and then Steven, and then we'll figure out Wendy, okay?
Okay.
All right, August. Well, I appreciate it. Looking forward to getting this deal done with you. I will say there's probably going to be a lot of communication that's going to be needed. So are you available pretty much throughout the day for us to call you and talk to you about whatever we need to handle?
Yes, sir.
All right, August. Well, I appreciate that because if
and the doctor don't want me leaving my bed for 3 months from the time of the surgery, and we're going on about the 2nd month and a half now. So I'm pretty close to where I can get out of bed, from what he was telling me.
Gotcha. Well, for the next couple of weeks, it'll probably be a lot of phone calls from us just asking about, hey, we need to talk to this sibling, or we need to talk to the attorney for the taxes or different things like that.
I could tell you, the well that we run off of, we don't have city water, we got well water.
Okay.
The well is out right now. We just got done pulling it all up, so we haven't put a new pump on it yet or put it back in the ground. So right now we don't have water.
Okay. So you don't have any running water?
Not right now.
When do you think that's going to be resolved?
Well, we got a friend that's living in a double wide right now. He bought a new pump for it. We just, like I said, they just finally got all the pipe out of the hole. And they just got to put it on and put it back in the hole and then hook everything back up.
Okay.
And I'll be honest with you, with this heat and everything, and we're having to do it with an old engine hoist. So it takes a while to put the pipe in, and I'll be honest, I'm not sure how long it would take them to do it.
Is that significantly impacting like your way of life right now?
Not really, because we get water from a friend of ours in Nolanville, and we just basically try sponge bath and stuff like that. We just learned to live with the way, as we're trying to get it going.
Okay.
And our house is on a septic system, not a city sewer.
Okay.
And we do not have internet out here. We've already contacted the internet companies. It costs you about $6,000 for them to run the wire out here.
Gotcha. All right, August. Well, I appreciate all that information. I I believe it's not. Some of it is relevant to me right now, but for the most part, what I'm most concerned about is let's get this process started, because I don't want the back taxes situation to impact us. And every day that goes by, they are charging you interest, and the total amount's going up. Have you talked to your siblings about how the funds are going to be dispersed? Is it even, or?
About it yet. They done it. We also you're the first one to call us back.
Well, I'm glad I called you, August, because I think I'm the person that can help you the most. So let's get this sent over. You talk to your siblings, and then, like I said, we'll just go in order one by one, make sure everybody's on the same page, and we'll get this taken care of. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Expect that to be in your email shortly, and then we'll call you then. Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you, sir. Bye. Bye. Wow. Man, we have gotten some killer leads this morning. This one also, Jerry, this is in an area that is just south of Waco, Texas. It's in a really good area. It's in Belton, which is by Killeen, Temple, Harker Heights. It's where the base is down there. So, but man, I wish I could share my screen just to show you. I mean, every comp that I have pulled up around me is a 2022 or 2023 new build. So, oh, you're muted.
Yeah, one thought I'm having here, RJ, is you might have to take this deal down with the tax situation, because what's going to happen is for a buyer to look at this deal, they got a lot of due diligence. They're going to have to look into water, sewer, all of that, what they're allowed to do, zoning, they might have to do a road, all that kind of stuff. So, but I think you're priced so well that it's probably going to be that type of situation. Maybe not, but because it's so good, it might just be an easy decision for somebody to just buy it and then deal with all the issues.
I guess the point there would be, if you take it down, you might be able to get a lot higher of a price.
Definitely.
To wholesale it without taking it down, you might have to settle for a more average assignment fee, because this could be a relatively big deal.
Yeah, so I like deals like this. Like what I've done, I've got a couple of deals right now that are exactly this, where you get such a steal of a deal, take it down, and then do some value add. You don't have to do all the value add, but figure out the big hairy problems.
Yep.
And then when you take it to market and you've got a solution now, because that's the biggest thing. When a developer looks at something, they're going to look at it and go, man, I got to figure out 27 things. I got other deals to look at. But when you can kind of bring it to market with some of the problems solved, like this is what you can do, this is what you can't do, this is what it's going to cost to bring the water in, blah, blah, blah. Now you can get a premium on the price.
Right.
Yeah.
So I see some people on here were talking about the price and different things like that. I'm just going to be honest with you. Whenever I have a deal like this, I don't see any reason why I need to negotiate here. That's just my opinion. He's saying he has $150,000. I can probably take some time, dig deeper, and try to figure out where he's coming up with that number. But he's probably coming up with that number saying, I got 5 siblings. I'm going to be walking away with about $30K.
Well, and you did say that's not counting back taxes or liens.
Right.
So, and what did he say? 13?
Yeah. 13,000 in back taxes.
Right. So there's a 13,000 discount right off his price there.
Right. I mean, just my whole thing on that is on both of these calls, identifying the pain, finding the motivation, running your numbers, and if it's a win-win, then don't shoot yourself in the foot by trying to get 10,000 or 5,000 off, because you could just flat out lose a deal that way.
especially since they're siblings. So now he's got to go get the siblings all to agree to a lower price than they're already at right now. You just introduce.
Pretty sure the 150 has been a number that has been discussed by them.
Yeah.
And they're going to be okay with that. Because like you said, no, I haven't talked to them because you're the first one that's called me back. So it's almost like he was tasked, hey, you're laying in a bed for 3 months. You go find us someone to buy this property and then let us know when they come back at that 150 price. I mean, that's where I'm at on that kind of stuff. And Jerry, I mean, just to be honest with you, man, I might be, if you have interest in it, I might be interested in partnering with you on this.
Yeah, I do.
Because it sounds like you have more experience on this kind of stuff. If it's something that we could take down, and like you said, you know, we refer to it as enhancing the property. Whatever enhancements we need to do, like for example, the water or removing the manufactured home or clearing the land or whatever, and then that boosts you up where you're, you know, now you're making multiple six figures on it. Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah. So the reason why and everybody try to follow the logic here, you have to do a quick move on this because of the tax situation. Had there not been that tax situation, then tell me what you would do, RJ, but I would probably try to structure a long closing.
Yep.
And what you would tell the sellers, you'd say, look, you know what? I really want to do this, but my move is going to be the land, which means I got to I got to figure out the zoning. I got to figure out water, sewer, utilities, roads. I got a lot of work to do. So let's do a 90-day or a 120-day close. So I have time to do that. And now what you did is you bought yourself time to work with a buyer who's going to also need to do those same things.
Here's the reason why I did not say that. I almost came out of my mouth, and then I caught myself and said no, because I listened to what he said. And he said, the city wants to take our property because they want to develop on it. And he said it with a tone in which, like, these bastards are coming in and they're taking our Belton, Texas, and they're developing. You know, it wasn't coming across where it's like he was happy about it. So I just strayed away. That's where I said, because of what we need to do. And
so your thought was, if you told him you're going to tear his house down and build mansions, he might be turned off by that. Yeah. Because it's like the house they grew up in or whatever.
Yep. Eight bedrooms on a manufactured home.
Which, by the way, RJ, 8 bedrooms is normal. I mean, I have 8 bedrooms. That's normal.
It's not normal. Just let you know. 10 kids is not normal either, but I love it.
But that was a good move. Those are the subtle nuances that you, with experience, you pick up, guys. But that was really, I really like, RJ, that you did that. I've had instances where, you know, I treated the seller's property like, to me, it's just a widget. It's just another thing, right? Like, who cares? But there are sellers that are emotionally attached, and if they think you're going to do something to that property, they won't sell it to you.
Yeah, and I can't say with 100% certainty that was the case, but he at least indicated enough to me where I was like, note to self, don't say anything about developing or tearing down or clearing. Just, hey, and also the other thing that's important about that, Jerry, is that you need to talk about the property itself, right? Realistically, we don't care about the manufactured home at all because it's just going to get torn down, but at least let them express, like, 8 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, needs a little bit of love, all of that.
Well, even if that's has no value to you, it does in building rapport. It does in letting the seller be heard. You know, like, there's just that conversation that is has value just in getting the seller talking.
Right. All right. Let me see here. Cassie says, on the mineral wells, I'm getting very conflicting information, but then she sent it over and it looks like she approved me. Looks like I can get it. I do need to do a little bit of negotiating. So do you care if I call that mineral wells back? Because I told him I'd call him at noon, and then you can wrap up with one last call?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Totally. Which one is this, RJ? You're calling back?
This is the first one where the police
Okay.
showed up, and I said,
yeah, for
said,
sure.
"Can I
Let's
call
call
you
that
back
one.
at noon?" And he was like, "Yeah." So I'm gonna call him back and hit him with an offer. Oh, I should have called him back from my cell phone.
Mr. Craig, I think it's phone right now.
Interesting. Called from the desk phone, and it immediately just went to voicemail.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what else is weird? It sounded like he said his name was Craig.
Do you think that I got to go right now was a blow off, or do you think what's your gut telling you?
No, he sounded panicked, like the police actually showed up. I mean, I hope something serious didn't happen.
I think it's phone right now.
It's also interesting that his voicemail says Craig, where on here he put Warren. All right, so it's going straight to voicemail. So you get you one. I don't know what's going on there. Hopefully he didn't get arrested. That would suck.
You could visit him in jail and still ask if they have email at the prison. Your contract's coming over.
Right.
All right. Do you want me to try calling one then?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, let's see. This is also confirmed about an hour or so ago, maybe 2 hours now, but I texted him a little bit and said, hey, I'll call you in 10 to 15. Okay, let me see which one that is. This one right here. So this is another Warren, Michigan 2-bedroom. In fact, it's very similar to the one I called earlier. So let's see what we got here.
Hello?
Yeah, hi, is this Kauser?
Yes, it is.
How you doing? This is Jerry Norton. Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you, Jerry.
Yeah, I texted you. I was interested in your property you've got listed on Sharrow and Warren.
Yes.
Yeah, what can you tell me about this property? Have you had it listed very long?
No, actually, we just listed it just a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was an investment property. We just rented out. I don't know if you've seen the property or not.
No, just looking at the pictures, but I do a lot of real estate in this area, and I get it. Looks like it's grandma's house, right?
Yeah.
Original, everything.
Rented out, so it's pretty much been an investment property for a while now. So,
why does the seller want to sell it?
What's that?
Why does the seller want to sell it?
He just doesn't want to do it anymore. He tried it. He's like, man, this is not for me. He wants to be out. So
that's my favorite buyer, a tired landlord, burned out.
Yeah,
and my favorite seller. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes young people, they need to experiment it, get out, and then think about it, take some time off, and then eventually they come back.
Well, what happens is they read the Purple Bible, Rich Dad Poor Dad. And then they go buy a handful of rentals, and then they self-manage, and they realize, wow, this is not what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's pretty typical. But so I'm cash. I'm interested in this property. I would need to fix it up and rent it out again.
Yeah.
These little 2-bedroom houses over there are pretty good for rentals. I flip a lot too, so I'm always looking for a flip too. But this would probably make a good rental. What do you think this needs in work? What would you spend on it?
Depends what you want to do with it. Rent it out
for a rental? No, for a rental. Well, let me back up a second. You're on a basement and you have a garage. Looks like.
Yeah, so it's got like a crawl, and then it's got like a basement type it's really not a basement. It's more like a crawl. So, but it's a tall crawl.
Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing stairs down, and I'm seeing like a sort of a finished paneling anyway.
Yeah, so that's the garage.
Oh, there's something under the garage?
Yeah, the garage has like a loft, right above. So it's got like this 2.5, 3 car.
Yeah, the garage is huge.
There's this extended space on the left side, and it's got some steps going up to the loft. And the loft is unfinished, but there's some space there. If somebody finished it, it would be pretty nice.
Yeah, that's really attractive.
Like rental money there if you really wanted it.
So it is a crawl then on the house. Okay, I just saw the stairs and thought that was to the basement.
No.
And you're at 109. I mean, how motivated is the seller? Like if I come in with all cash, no contingencies, or I mean, I'll need a few days just to get my eyes on it, but no inspections, no repairs, just as is, all cash.
Yeah. So before that, I want to just give you an idea of what kind of work you probably need to put in there. So the kitchen is pretty much, outdated. But if you were to rent it out, you can change the color of the cabinets, and they're solid wood cabinets. So you can paint the cabinets, change the handlebars, just update it a bit, maybe change the carpet,
new
flooring in.
Yep.
You can drop maybe 15,000 in there, and then be good to go with a little bit of touch up here and there.
Roof's good, and what about like furnace and water heater?
Furnace, water heater, both good.
Okay.
I can't remember when it was last maintained, but it's in good working order.
Okay.
Otherwise, seller is very motivated. He wants to sell, but he's not going to just, give it away.
Yeah.
But, if he gets a good offer, we had actually someone contact us a couple days ago that came in with a cash offer, and he declined it. It was too low. He said 80,000. That was going to work for us.
Okay. Well, 80,000 is not a bad offer. I mean, I'm looking at some sold comps that are the same house right in that neighborhood. There's a sold for 75, a 70, a 58, and a 95. And that's just in the past few months. And the 95 looks pretty good. So, my experience is, around that 70, 75 for something that needs 15, 20 is actually a pretty good offer.
But he's not going to take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not going to take that. So,
By the way, I'm unrepresented, so let you write the offer for me. Are you able to do that?
I can.
Okay, good.
If you think you can increase your offer, or at least bring it around 100, maybe we can make something work.
What if we came in at 85? Then he'd have 2 offers. It'd kind of give him an idea of where the market's at.
I can go ahead and share that with him, but I doubt he'll entertain it. But we'll be in contact. Let me go ahead and reach out to him.
Yeah, I would. It's in your best interest too, because it'll help him at least reduce the price, which will help you sell it faster.
Yeah, I need to. It's only been on the market for a few days, so I think just keep it on the market for a few more. Let's see how that goes. But I doubt he's gonna even entertain 85. But I'll go ahead and run it by him when I get a chance.
Yeah, if you could just call him and say, "Hey, I got another offer. This one's a little bit better than the last one. It's 85, cash, close quick, all that." I'm telling you, it'll help you in the long run sell this property.
Yeah,
it's worth a 5-minute call at least.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks. I'll be in touch with him. And
you got anything else for sale or coming up?
Yeah, I got a few more listings. They're all on the west side of Warren, a little bit further west.
Okay, are they good for rental or fix and flip?
Yeah, actually. 2 of them are rented, 2 of them are vacant. I got 2 more that are actually, they're also tenant occupied, but
same seller on all those or different sellers?
no, they're different sellers.
Okay. So it sounds like you get a lot of these like this.
Yeah, I work with quite a few investors.
Awesome.
Sometimes, just the community, people in the area.
That's great. Well, I'm a good buyer. I'm all cash. I'm no hassle, easy to work with. I'm straight to the point. So I'll just, if you give me a list of stuff you're trying to sell, I'll take a look at it, give you my number. If it works, it works. We can buy them.
Okay. Yeah. So this is your cell phone number? Yeah.
If you text me over a list of addresses, ideally, if you can send them to me before you list them and we can work out something, off market, I'll let you write, get the full commission. I don't need that. I'll let you have all that. Right. And I'm an active buyer in the market.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely not a problem. I'll go ahead and lock your number in. Can you text me with your name and your email address?
Yeah. Yep, for sure. I texted you earlier this morning, so I'll text you back on that to your cell phone. And then if you reply back and just give me addresses, if you've got pictures or anything you've got on them, that'd be helpful. But yeah, I would just take a look at them, get you my numbers, and we can go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Not a problem. Go ahead and send me that information if you can via text.
Perfect.
I'll go ahead and just add you to my contacts.
Yeah, save me in your phone as number 1 cash buyer. My go-to cash buyer. Save it as Jerry, go-to cash buyer.
Jerry, thanks, man.
Appreciate you. Talk to you soon. Okay, bye. Okay, so that's about as good as you could get it to go. I mean, that's classic textbook conversation.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
I have a saying, which is, it's never about the deal in hand. It's always about the relationship with agents, right? Because I'm calling kind of late to the game. Not this one, because it was pretty newly listed, just overpriced a bit. But clearly this guy gets properties in that area and is an amazing contact.
Right. So it's interesting to see, like, I have a textbook called direct to seller. You follow up with a textbook called direct to agent. And coming out of it, we both have work to do.
Yeah.
Right. Now I have to write up a contract. I have to talk to all of the siblings. I have to make sure that this is approved by 5 different human beings. I have to deal with the back taxes. That is direct to seller right there. Yeah. It's an epic shit show, and it's our job to come clean it all up, and then maybe we get paid at the end. Direct to agent, now your job is to build that relationship and make sure he actually does what he says he's going to do, which is send you all of his deals, right?
Yeah, you have a whole lot less of all that title cleanup, because agents typically aren't going to list properties if they've got a big mess to deal with, right? They don't want to do something that never makes it to closing. So you do get to eliminate some of that, which is really nice with direct to agent, but the other thing I'll say, and I tell everybody this because I love direct to agent, but one of the challenges is you don't get the super deep buys direct to agent,
right?
Because the agent's going to protect it a bit. So typically you're looking at, most all the direct to agent wholesalers I know, they average around 5 to 7 in assignment fees.
Yep.
And a 10K assignment fee is pretty dang good. Maybe every now and then you can get like a 15 or 20. And again, that's relative to price too.
Right. Yeah. If you're wholesaling in the $300,000 to $500,000 price point, then you can get those $10,000 to $30,000 rips, because you're not having to discount that much percentage wise from your asking price.
But same with direct, but the scale goes up as well, direct to seller. So like, if you're carving out a 50K, I'd be carving out a 10 or 15K,
right?
Or whatever, maybe 15 or so. So there's some challenges there. That's part of the challenge with direct to agent is you don't get the super deep buys. But on the flip side, something that's really awesome is referral business. So, right, like if I build a good relationship with this guy, all it takes is me transacting one time with him, and then I will be his go-to guy.
Right.
Right. I'm sure he's got other investors, but if I can prove myself and do a deal, now I jump to the front of the line with him, and he starts bringing me all his deals.
Let's not forget one of the biggest components to that as well is you're eliminating the entire marketing expense side of things.
Yeah. No marketing cost. Yeah.
I mean, there are markets in the United States where your average cost per contract is $4,000, $5,000, $6,000.
Phoenix, it's even higher. It's double digits.
Yeah.
In Phoenix.
I mean, it's crazy. So,
yeah.
All right. You got time for me to do one more?
Yeah. Let's get you back on.
Yeah. This is a divorce in Tennessee. So this one could be interesting. I guess I'm just begging to try to deal with the messiest title situations.
Your team's in the back office. We're like, oh my gosh, RJ, what did you get us?
Your call has been forwarded to.
It's been a pretty interesting day so far, though. I mean, I'd say, you've talked to 3 people and you have one really solid lead there. Is that typical for direct to agent?
Like yeah, I almost always get on the phone, but a lot of stuff is just overpriced. So I go for the relationship though all the time. Like this guy, I thought they answered. No, this guy here, I will do business with this guy. He's getting too many properties. He's gonna want to move some of them off market.
Right.
I'm gonna do business with that guy. So I would consider, out of the 3 calls, that one a really big win. Even though nothing will probably go anywhere with the one he's got. And it's a lot of follow-up, right? So if I can convince him to make that 85 offer, it's not even like I want to do 85. I'm just trying to get him to get that seller to start coming down.
Right.
While that's ringing, but I hope you guys caught what I did there where I got him to pitch.
Hello?
Hey, is Mark there?
This is Mark.
Hey, Mark, this is RJ Bates calling about your property on Palm City Road. How are you doing?
I'm good.
You had entered this on my website saying that you were looking to sell that property. You still looking to sell?
Yeah, but I got a real estate agent.
Okay. I think you and I talked a long time ago. Is this a townhome?
No, it's a condo.
Condo, yeah. Yeah, you and I talked because you sound just like my friend Ted. Yeah, I remember looking at this. Yeah, you had entered this on my website, and so that's why I was giving you a call. Or somebody entered it. They gave me your information. So I don't know if that was you or not.
No, I didn't enter anything. I'm trying to think if I've done anything. No, I hadn't done anything.
Okay.
That's one on Palm City Road, right?
Yeah.
1921, Palm City Road.
Yeah.
No, I haven't done anything.
All right, Mark.
You're not looking to buy one, though, are you?
Well, I don't like buying properties off the market, and I don't like condos. And I think I know I've talked to you in the past because you could be Ted's brother, the way y'all's voice sounds. So, but yeah, it's not a good fit for me. But I'll definitely keep you in mind if I decide to change my strategy there. Okay.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Mark. Bye-bye. So that's so funny. I talked to that guy probably 3 months ago. And he sounds just like one of my private money lenders. So it's like, I know I've talked to you. And then pulling it up, he did the same thing there. He filled it out.
Isn't it funny how they fill out a form and then they don't remember filling out a form?
And he's like, I don't know if I didn't do that. It's like, well.
Now, did he say it was listed? So he went and listed it with an agent?
Yeah, he actually had it listed, and funny enough, he took it down, and now he's relisted with a new agent. He wants like $20,000 more than what it's worth.
Yeah.
So the first time I talked to him, actually, I walked him through that and I said, hey, I think you're overpriced. And he said, well, my realtor said that they could get this. And I walked him through and I said, listen, I've got no skin in this game. But realtors right now, they're hurting for listing agreements. So it's kind of their way of coming in and just making sure they get it. I could get you 20,000 more than everyone else. They get you in a listing agreement. And then 3 weeks later, hey, market shifted, man. We got a price drop.
Yeah.
And he was like, what? And I was like, well, here we are. 100 days later,
it's a really terrible strategy because you got egg on your face as the agent when you go back to the seller and you're like, hey, remember how I told you I could get you this? Well, I can't. Let's do a price drop.
So Renee said you should call the agent now that it's on market. I would have let that happen, but we're not going to waste our time on that.
No.
Condo, Florida, HOA's like
$400,
$750 a month or something. I mean, it's like, because I contemplated sub 2, and then it was like, no, it's just there's no exit. Chief, I had already talked to him. I know his situation. I can remember his story. His story is that he's tired of paying that HOA fee, and he's got to get out. He does not have any other properties. I probably spent 17 minutes with him the first time. It was a complete waste of time. I think it was one of those days where I wasn't getting anybody to answer, and I was live. So it was like, I'm gonna let this one play out so the people have some action.
Yeah, I do that sometimes with agents when I record. I stay on the phone longer than I normally would, just to kind of show people a little bit more of the process, you know.
Well, and also so they can understand how to navigate some of those scenarios where it's like, hey, man, we are professionals in this. We should be able to offer a suggestion.
Yeah.
Never know what might happen a couple of months later. Life changes, and now they need to sell.
Hi, this is Shelly. Please leave a message and I'll get back.
Oh, dang it. I wanted that one. All right, we're just going to give one more dial because I want to respect Jerry's time. And then also, I've got Pardon the Disruption coming up. So,
gotcha.
I've got to actually, stand up, move around, use the restroom, life things.
When I do this not recording, I'm pacing around and I think, and I'm so much better if I can just be. I need a camera guy to just like follow me on the camera what I'm doing. I just like to move around.
Facts. Anytime I'm on the phone, not on camera, I am up and moving.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's how your brain's wired.
All right. They didn't answer. All right. I think we're going to call it so we can end on time. I know right now if I get someone on the phone, it's going to end up being a 30-minute call, and I'm going to highly regret it. But so Jerry, you tell me, what did you think, man? Is this something you're willing to come back and do frequently?
Dude, I love that. We went for 2 hours, felt like 10 minutes.
We are at the 2-hour mark. You talked to 3 realtors, I talked to 2 sellers. I have to say this, Jerry, I've done a lot of lives with people. This is the least amount of sellers that the other person allowed me to talk to, because it's funny, you had quality conversations with people. And so instead of it being like a short 3-minute call, you stretched it out. You really tried to get as much out of your conversations. And at the end of the day, we only talked to 5 people in 2 hours. But I think I will be sending 2 contracts. So both of the sellers I talked to, and I think now you have an agent that maybe you're not going to get the deal that he has right now, but you're going to be placing an offer for 85 and a relationship moving forward.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a quality turnout.
Yeah. And, you never know how these things go. It's a little risky doing it live like this because, we could have both got skunked and it just happened to be where it is. And then people sat and watched and, didn't really get a whole lot out of it. But I think if people come to these and they come with the right attitude about it, which is, I want to hear two pros on the phone and I want to hear how they handle situations differently, what they do, how they position. If you're really paying attention to those things, then it doesn't matter if we get a contract or not. It's still high value.
Well, I had to say, Jerry, I mean, I had a common theme during my 50-day challenge. My day in Rhode Island was probably the best day. So if you want to go see some great content, go watch my day in Rhode Island. I mean, just call after call after call. I mean, there was a scenario in which an offer I had made, the seller was murdered, and the brother called me and said, hey, I now have to sell the house. I mean, just crazy once in a lifetime type calls, right?
Wow.
But it was just a day. At the end of the day, I was like mind blown. I think it was like 6 contracts got signed or something. Yeah. And the next day, I came in all pumped up from that. I was riding an emotional high, and it was the worst 8 hours I've ever had on the phone. I mean, that's just how it is. We can't predict, the sellers that we're going to talk to, the realtors. You could not have predicted that second realtor was going to act the way he acted. Old Johnny Boy was crazy.
No, but I think there's one thing though that is absolutely certain. The deal of a lifetime comes every week. Deals come every day if you're in the game, but you've got to be in the game. You're going to have your streaks, like you said, 8 hours of terrible on the phones or whatever. But then when people watch the call where it's just the classic, perfect deal situation, it's because you're just consistently on the phones. And that's the lesson, guys. If you're always on the phones, you're going to get amazing deals. It's just, to me, it's just a numbers game. It happens.
And I think one of the things that people could take away from both you and I today is that no matter what scenario was thrown out or how the other person acted, there was no nerves. It's very it's very obvious that we are always on the phone, and we're very comfortable being on the phone. And that's where you need to be because the reps, right? You don't have a camera or lights necessarily, although I think you should. I think everybody should do this because it holds you accountable. Because I'll be honest with you, there were days, that South Carolina day, if I didn't have the lights on and the camera, I would have said, "Screw this! This day sucks.
Done. Yeah,
I'm gonna go do something else."
You know what'd be interesting? You and I kicked around this idea too, where we get people to record their call, and then you and I go on and critique and feedback.
Yes.
If you guys think that would be amazing, leave a comment and let us know if you think that'd be really valuable.
I thought some of the feedback that you and the other judges at the Closers Limits gave was invaluable. You did the finals, so you didn't have as long of a runway. Steve Trang had 10 hours with Christina and Mitt, but Steve is a sales trainer, and so he couldn't help himself.
Yeah.
He was like, inserting his little, I don't know if I like that or not. And I thoroughly enjoyed that. So I would love to be able to do that, with some of your students, some of my students, or just people that are watching on here. We probably need to figure out a way for them to send over videos for us.
Yeah.
And then I'd love to do that, man. My goal right now is to go full steam ahead with producing as much content as I can. And I appreciate you, man. You're one of the industry leaders. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to share this stream on your YouTube channel. Yeah. We were consistently running anywhere between 250 and 350 people between all of the different platforms.
Today. Oh, great. Yeah. So and this will sit now evergreen on the channels, right? People can come back and watch it afterwards.
Right. That's really good live. I mean, because sometimes people, I've learned they'll just wait until they see you on the phone, and then they'll watch that little 6 minutes, and then they'll fast forward because they don't watch the lives. They just watch the replay. They just want to get the juice, you know?
Yeah.
So this is good. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Jerry, before we head out of here, I mean, what do you have going on? What can people look forward to content wise, event wise? What do you got going on?
Yeah. Great question. As of this recording, depending on when you're watching this, we're doing a big event in Puerto Rico. If you guys are interested, reach out. We still got some tickets, be a couple hundred people. We're going to look at some hotels, and so that'd be kind of fun. Got that coming up. And yeah, just going to keep doing the business, keep doing deals, keep trying to put out good value, and another day, another deal.
Love it, man. Well, as far as me, we've got our, I guess, like you said, depending on when you are watching this, hopefully we're doing them so often that this isn't. But our next event is October 5th and 6th here in Fort Worth, Texas. It's here at our office. And then, like I said, check out my YouTube channel, man. I'm pumping out as much content as I possibly can. Riding the wave of winning the Closers Olympics. And I see the need for people wanting to see this today. And I appreciate you bringing up the direct-to-agent aspect of it, because I've had people – actually, funny enough, I had someone said, hey, I want to come to the Crucible. And they said, what's your DTA strategy? And I said, what is DTA? And they said, direct to agent. And I said, that's why I didn't know the acronym. I don't do that. So I love the fact that we were able to do this today.
Yeah,
and,
it's great to see the different perspective. I think it keeps it entertaining too, because you get to see a totally different way of doing it. Yeah,
we do it enough times where we'll have to flip sides. Let me do DTA and let you do direct to seller, because I know you do direct to seller.
Yeah, we do direct to seller a lot too. Yeah, but, that'd be fun. Yeah,
it just wouldn't have been fun to put me over on the direct to agent side. Would have just been, I got to learn from Jerry over here. So
you would kill it because it's much more direct,
right?
And you have a direct personality, so I think it'd be easy for you.
Love it, man. Well, Jerry, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you like and share the video. See you guys.
See you guys soon.